Hey kids, welcome back to another video. Today I have some good news for you. I'm going to keep this video as short as possible. I know it's a Saturday night, so make sure to watch until the end. You won't regret it. Let's jump into the price of Bitcoin, and then very quickly I'll give a few tips that I've learned through the past 6 years in crypto I think you'll find useful. But let's begin with the Bitcoin CME price chart. I wanted to start off with this chart because yesterday we created a CME gap down at the $91,400-ish price territory. We created this gap over a Friday, which I know a lot of people felt was a bit strange, and it was because there was a data center issue in the CME. So they stopped the futures market for a bunch of commodities, including Bitcoin, and you created a gap. Because it was an abnormal gap, it wasn't created over the weekend, on crypto Twitter, so a lot of people saying that this gap is irrelevant, but the fact is, a gap is a gap. There is always this gap in the order book, which market makers try to fill, and that's the only real logical explanation to why CME gaps fill. There's a 97 to 96% chance they end up filling, and I stated there's a very good one that this will end up filling, and it has. Okay, so price is currently trading at the $90,800 price level on the spot. 90,700. It is a Saturday, so don't expect much today or tomorrow. Even if anything does happen, you're going to create a gap, and then next week you're probably going to reverse to wherever we are currently. So don't expect anything significant to take place today or tomorrow, but be on the lookout for Monday. On Monday, if we are able to break above the $93,200 price, then things will get interesting. If we can do that, you would be completing an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Over 93.2 would mean that we hit the 99.5 to the upper, eventually 107 prices. That is where the daily 200 moving average is. That is where you guys know my price target for Bitcoin will be, at least by the end of or the middle of January next year, right? So by January, I think we can start reaching the 107.5 levels, get a rejection, and then to where we reject exactly, that's a bit too distant to give a speculation on. But for now, if 93.2 is broken, I think we can make our way into the 99.5, and then another very good level of resistance is the 100.8, and then slowly you can make your way into the 107.5, which is where the 200 daily will be by the time you get to it and start testing it. Okay, but if 93.2 is not broken, then unfortunately you'll get a reversal into the 81s, and then from the 81s, after you're creating a W pattern, that's when you can start making your way upward. So there's only two scenarios really. One is we break 93.2 and then you eventually make yourself into 107.5, or we don't hit 93.2 at all or get rejected, see 81, and then make our move to the upside. The good news is there's no CME gap, and the second good news is that if you look at the intermediate short term, then Bitcoin ends up going to the upside. So over on weeks, which you can sign up to using the first link down in the description below, I'm still long. I'm going to take profits at the levels that you guys know about, and then begin shorting between 99.5 and 107.5. Before we end off this video though, quick few tips that I've learned over the past 6 years. The most depressing times in crypto are not the times where you're dumping. It's actually the times where you're not doing much because there isn't much opportunity. It feels like the industry isn't going anywhere. And I want to tell you that this will be the case for most of the time in the market. Bitcoin, most oftentimes, it actually consolidates. So you see a lot of 5 to 7 to 8 month consolidations before anything fruitful happens. If you look at this cycle, 5 to 7 month consolidation and only 3 weeks of price moves to the upside where everybody gets euphoric. During that time of euphoria, you're happy, you have so much dopamine, your portfolio is going up, everything feels amazing. But as soon as you start consolidating or trickling to the downside, that's when your emotions are played with in a negative way. So here's what I want to tell you. We need to focus on the long term. We know the financial system that we currently live in is completely corrupt. And we know that Bitcoin is the only solution to this corruption. So we know also, as a result, that Bitcoin over the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years is going to be worth so much, people aren't going to be even able to comprehend. It's going to be crazy, okay? So just remind yourself of that future. Remind yourself that you're doing everything that you can on a daily basis, watching these videos, trying to DCA in, trying to learn more, trying to educate yourself more. You're doing everything that you possibly can to prepare for the next 10, 15 years. And it's all a journey, you know, nothing happens like this, right? Everything that's worth achieving takes time, takes a lot of hard work and dedication. You go to the gym every single day to be able to see actual gains on your body. If you want to study for an exam, you can't just study overnight and then out of nowhere do well. No, it requires a methodical approach of studying for months to prepare for an exam, and then you do well on your exam. This is the same thing, all right? So just keep at it, remain consistent, remind yourself that the long term is bullish, and you'll do absolutely fine. In the meantime, guys, remember to touch some grass, enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your Saturday night, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's update video. Take care, and as always, bye-bye.